Hello, it is Tracy from Our True Colors, A Family's Journey with Dementia. I am here to start something new. I know it's been a while, but the fall is so extremely busy with work and the boys' soccer schedule, but I think I've learned to maintain work and shut it down a little bit more, so I'm going to try to work on catching up on some of these vlogs with you. And one of the things I'm going to start doing is what I'm going to call true tips. I'm going to start posting videos of true tips that we have done to help us and Dad function in his environment. One thing we've talked about as a family is we can't change Dad and we can't change his diagnosis, but we can change his environment. And changing his environment allows us and for him to live a longer and more functionable within this environment, a little more happily. Right? So, one of the tips today, I'm calling true tip number one. True tip number one is to videotape your loved one doing tasks that they normally do for you. So here's my story. We have this new house, right? This beautiful new home, but we ran into a plumbing issue where we didn't have any hot water. Normally, I would call my plumber, and that would be my dad. For those of you who don't know, my dad has been a plumber heating. That has been his career, his entire, well, almost his whole life for a very long time. And so my sister, mom, myself, we did not take care of any plumbing or heating issues. It was pick up the phone and call my dad. So it's getting harder, and Dad said this time, he says, Trace, I think you better call the plumber. Okay. So I called the plumber, and he says, don't worry, I don't need to even come out. I think it's something I can tell you how to do it. And I'm thinking, holy moly, do you even know who I am? I am not mechanically inclined. I know very little about plumbing or heating or any of that kind of maintenance stuff, okay? So he says, no, I can tell you how to do it. Get to your basement. Okay, so I'm thinking, am I going to need muscles? Are there like pipes or something I have to turn or loosen? Because I don't have that big of muscles. So my house is connected to my parents. They have an in-law suite. And I yell, Dad, get over here and help me. So Dad comes over and we go to the basement and we're down there, and I turn on speakerphone, and the plumber is able to walk us step through step on how to clean the filter and the water heater. And thank goodness Dad is still at a point where he can follow the step-by-steps, tell one thing at a time. Turn the yellow knob, pull off the blue hose. But where his frustration comes is remembering those steps on his own, or making mistakes in the middle and then making a project worse or bigger. Okay, so it worked out great. This portion is wonderful. The plumber has helped us. Everything's grand. And then all of a sudden on the spot, I realize this is something I am going to have to remember how to do on my own. Not happening. It's just not my brain. I'm not mechanical. I'm not maintenance. I don't know this stuff. So I have no clue where the idea came from. It just came to me to grab my phone and make a video with Dad of what we just did. So we did that. We grabbed my phone. We made a video. I uploaded it to Google Drive, and I'm going to make a special folder just for videos of Dad. And my idea is, every time we come to some sort of thing like this where it's something that Dad usually does for us that we don't know, or we wouldn't know where to even start, I'm going to make a video and I'm going to save them. Because then I wouldn't have to call the plumber, or I wouldn't have to worry about the extra cost of, I don't know, calling the heating guy, whatever it may be. So we sat down on the basement floor, and Dad and I made this video. And so my true tip number one for you is to, with your loved one, make videos of those things around the house that they do for you. Or maybe it's to your car, how to change your oil or change your tire. Whatever you think might come as a frustration to you or to your loved one in the future, make a video, stock the video. Hey, it might help Dad either be able to continue to do that task fast because he could pause it and we could go one step at a time. So maybe he could do it a little longer, or it might just be there for me to make my life easier. I can go back to those videos, play it, pause it, and again for myself, do it step by step. So that's my true tip number 1. Focus in or dial in another time as I will continue with our true tips that are making our life easier with living with dementia.